This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, ho there, it's Jeff Goodremit. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. And the birthday boy for today, June the 25th, is a icon with the Toronto Blue Jays in the late 90s, early 2000s, especially with me growing up as a Blue Jays fan and growing up in general. This man played predominantly with the Blue Jays. He had a season with the Marlins and 4 seasons, with the Mets, but still, he's an icon. He actually is the Puerto Rican home run leader at 473 home runs, meaning that he's got the most home runs by a Puerto Rican born player in Major League history, 473. Oh, that. One of only 6 players in Major League history to hit 30 plus home runs in 10 consecutive seasons. And he has many team records and all that. And elected to the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame in 2015, but not the real Baseball Hall of Fame. His name is Carlos Delgado. Carlos Delgado now is 52 years old from Aguadilla, Puerto Rico. And it's weird how Delgado is the first guy in a while that I have done that's still alive. But anyway, so he was born in Puerto Rico and attended school with his 3 siblings. So anyway, he knows a lot of things. At the age of 16, major league teams took notice. Cincy, Montreal, New York, Mets, Texas, and Toronto signed his potential. But it was discovered by the great team scout Epi Guerrero, who managed to get Delgado to sign with the Blue Jays at the time in 1988. By 1992, he was in the Florida State League playing for Dundee and doing pretty well for himself. He was named the number 4 minor league prospect before the 93 season started and was promoted to Double A, where he was the MVP. He was a September call up. And did play a few games. He didn't play in the 93 postseason, but was kind of given a World Series ring, which was strange. Delgado actually was a catcher. He was brought up to the system to be a catcher, and there are some cards of him as a catcher. Anyway, he would move to left field, play left field for the Jays for a few years, and then switch to first base where he was productive and all that. Starting in 1997, he had a 10 consecutive year streak of 30 plus home runs, all that, holding a lot of career records and all that for the Blue Jays, and all that. So anyway, he holds the Blue Jays record for home runs 336, RBIs 1,058, walks 827, slugging percentage, on bases plus slugging, runs, total bases, doubles, runs created, extra base hits, times on base, hit by pitch, intentional walks, and at bats per home run. So in 1999, he had 44 home runs with 134 RBIs and a 272 batting average. In 2000, he put up a 344 batting average with 41 home runs, 137 RBIs, pushing fourth in MVP voting. Delgado was a pretty good guy. And then in 2003, against Tampa, he connected for 4 home runs. 2 off Jorge Sosa, 1 off Joe Kennedy, and 1 off Lance Carter. In fact, Delgado's the only player ever to have 4 home runs with only 4 at bats. Because most players have had a few at bats, like walking or grounding out and all that stuff. But Delgado had 4 at bats in the game. I don't know. I don't think he. I don't think he even walked in that game. So yeah, he did fantastic. That led him to lead the majors. Never mind the AL, but the majors with 145 RBIs and finished second in MVP voting to A-Rod, or A-Royd as I call him. Delgado became the first Blue Jay to get 1,000 RBIs in a career. Well, I guess as a member of the Blue Jays, when he hit a famous 3-run home run in July 2004. Reason why I bring that up is because I was there at that game. I actually almost missed it that moment. There was traffic problems that prevented my family, the Diamond family thing, to go down to Oakville to watch it, from Oakville to Toronto to watch the game. So we almost missed Delgado's home run to get to 1,000 RBIs, but we made it. Regardless of that, Delgado looked good, but unfortunately, due to payroll constraints, the Jays couldn't keep him. So Baltimore, Florida, Mets, Seattle, and Texas all pursued him, but he chose to sign with the Marlins, getting a 4-year, $52 million deal. But he did well nationally, batting .301 with 33 home runs and 115 RBIs. Unfortunately, he made 14 errors, which made him first place. The Marlins had to have a salary cut maneuver. So they sent Delgado and $7 million to the New York Mets for Mike Jacobs, Yusiro Petit, and Graham Cosmos. None of them did anything for the Marlins. Delgado would become the cleanup hitter for the Mets, putting up 30 home runs, 114 RBIs. He helped the Mets become the best team in the National League in 2006, but shockingly lost the NLCS to the Cardinals in Game 7 on home turf, thanks to Yadi Molina's home run. Duke Snyder looked pretty good, but anyway, Delgado would have struggles, but he still did decently. He had a hip impingement, but the Mets kept him on the active roster. Delgado would slump and all that. Although he would break Juan Gonzalez's home run for most RBI record by most RBIs by Puerto Rican. And all that. He shocked everyone in June of 2008 with 9 RBIs, hitting a 2-run double, a grand slam, and a 3-run home run against the Yankees of all teams. Delgado started to get his batting average up there and all that. He picked up his 2000th hit in September 2008. The Mets were in a dogfight with the Marlins for the division, of course, and the Phillies. Of course, 2007, the Mets choked away the division to the Marlins. No, lost to the Marlins, helping the Phillies out. Delgado would be ninth in voting at the 2008 MVP voting. Anyway, Delgado was the first player to hit a home run into the Pepsi porch at Citi Field, the Mets' new stadium. But he would play his last major league game against Pittsburgh May 2009. He had a bone spring and a torn labrum in his hip and had to go through surgery. Unfortunately, though, Delgado had problems coming back from the injury. So he went through another hip operation by February 2010 and all that. The Mets and Marlins figured he was okay, but he wanted a second thing. The Red Sox signed Delgado to a minor league deal, but he didn't do much. Delgado would retire in April 2011 and all that. So in over 2,000 games over 17 seasons with 3 teams, the Jays, Marlins, and Mets, he was a .280 hitter with 473 home runs, 1,512 RBIs. He played 10 postseason games, hitting 4 home runs. Not bad. He played for Puerto Rico in the World Baseball Classic in 2006 and then became the hitting coach at the 2013 World Baseball Classic that saw Puerto Rico shocked everyone by getting to the final. He would be the team hitting coach in 2017 as well. Delgado in 2015 had his first appearance on the Hall of Fame ballot, but only got 3.8% of the vote, which means that he was taken off the ballot. He was named in the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame, but he'll be only in the Hall of Fame if the Veterans community thinks he's great. He lives in his hometown of Aquadena with his wife and have 2 kids. Delgado was known for social activism and all of that. Anyway, yeah. So Delgado did a lot of things and all that, winning the Clemente Award in 2006 for leadership. So yeah, he was a two-time All-Star, World Series champion in '93, but didn't really deserve it. Sorry. AL RBI leader in 2003, part of the Blue Jays level of excellence. AK is never not really retired for the Blue Jays, although it should be. I mean, geez. And yeah, Delgado's career basically blossomed around the time I was blossoming as a human being myself, heading into my teenage years and all that. So that's kind of why I gravitate towards Carlos Delgado because of the fact of me growing up around the same time as Delgado was for the Blue Jays. And seeing as my fantasy for RBI was pretty good, all that, I really had a soft spot for Carlos Delgado. I really did. Anyhow, I'm Jeff. I'm gonna do.